Today in our 2018 Subaru Forester, we're going to be test fitting the RockyMounts MonoRail Solo 2 bike rack, part number RKY10007-05. We already have a bike installed on our rack. Let's go ahead and take a closer look here. And this is a pretty unique 2 bike rack. This can tilt away like most bike racks with both bikes still attached, and also you can remove this back section here by removing the 2 bolts on either side, and it does come with the tools to do this, and convert this to a 1 bike rack as well. This can fit a wide variety of bikes, such as the fat bike that you see here, and it comes with the strap extension to do so. This will also fit mountain bikes, road bikes, alternate frame bikes, and kids bikes, and you don't have to worry about any bike adapter bars or the protection of your carbon frame bikes, because this grips it by the tire, therefore there's no frame contact at all. To tilt this away from the vehicle, there's a latch up at the front here. Now with 2 bikes attached to this, it can be a little difficult to get to that because you have to reach way underneath here. So you might need an extra set of hands to do that. But for today's purposes, we'll just go up to the front here like so, pull it out slightly, and let it come towards us. And now, we have full hatch access to get what we need. And more than enough space in between the bike rack itself and the bumper to do so. To put it back in its original position, we'll simply lift up on the bike rack, never the bike, until you hear that click. It does come with anti-theft materials here. We do have this cable here that wraps around the frame of our bike. We kind of wrapped it around our bike rack itself as well, and attaches to this point here with the lock. Now this lock is key-to-like with the hitch lock, which we'll get to in a minute. We'll go ahead and unlock that and take the bike off. You want to be careful when unraveling this, because this will snap around. You don't want it hitting your vehicle. And we'll just set this off to the side for the time being. How it grips to the bike, as we went over before, we have the rear wheel strap here, as well as the wheel hook up at the front. And to show you something here, this rear wheel cradle actually has a certain degree of movement back and forth. And this is to help accommodate for those bikes of different sizes or lengths. So let's go ahead and take the bike off. We'll start by loosening up our straps. Let's push in on the top of the blue tab, and that'll release it. Then holding onto the bike will come to our wheel hook. You want to hold onto the bike because once this is released, you don't want the bike falling into the vehicle. So there's the blue trigger on the other side here. You push that in, and that'll release it. To put it in place, it'll ratchet down. And everything folds down nice and flat once you're finished with it. And at this point, we'll still have access to our rear hatch. With it in this position, I'd like to give you a couple quick measurements, starting with the edge of the bumper to our outermost point. We've added about 34.5 inches to the rear of the vehicle. Thanks to the raised shank, we're going to have a ground clearance of about 23.5 inches, and at its closest point to this edge here, that's going to be about 11 inches. And the closest point to the bumper is going to be about 6.5 inches to this edge. With it folded flat like this, we can also push it up against the vehicle for those close quarter situations such as parking. You again pull that lever out towards you and push up again until you hear that click. This time, with everything folded up, we have a We've added about 12.5 inches to the rear of the vehicle, so that made a decent difference there. And the closest point to the bumper is going to be about 2 inches to this edge here. How this attaches to the hitch, we're going to have an anti-rattle bolt, which once tightened down will take out the shake and play in the shank. And of course we have a lock on the other side to secure it to the vehicle. And we also have this sheath here, and once that's removed you can utilize this with 1¼ hitches as well, as long as they're Class 2. So this can work with either multiple vehicles, or if you get a Class 2 hitch on your Subaru Forester, this will work with that as well. And there you have it for the RockyMounts MonoRail Solo 2-bike platform rack, part number RKY10007-05 on our 2018 Subaru Forester.